Hi, guys. I hope you guys are well. I am so excited for this new series that we're starting. Since it's Women's Month, I thought it would be appropriate to start a series called Girl Talk. So, this first installment of the series, I would like to talk about knowing your worth. I know, as usual, I've touched on it in other topics in other series, but now I'm going to talk about it, in more depth, in relation to girl talk. So, what I want to talk about is about knowing your worth. Is that it's very important to know your worth and to love yourself, because when you love yourself, that is the root and the stem of how you're going to select and pick a partner. Because a lot of times when people end up in relationships that they have no business being in, or in relationships that are abusive, it's because they haven't taken time to know themselves and love themselves enough to not allow themselves to be put up with some kind of emotional abuse, physical abuse, or even sexual abuse when it comes to, within a relationship. So it's very important that you take time out and evaluate your self-worth. Know who you are. Know who you are in the kingdom of God. You're a child of the kingdom of God. You're the child of the Most High. God looks at you like a prized possession, because you are. You are a jewel. You are valuable. You are important. There is nothing about you that is a mistake. There is nothing about you that is incomplete. You are complete as you are. God knew who he was creating when he created you. And you need to know that, and you need to be confident about it, because if you don't, you will make yourself susceptible to being in relationships that are abusive, relationships that you have no business being in. You find a lot of some women, end up in relationships where their partner basically abuses them emotionally, cheating left, right, and center, coming home at 3, 4 a.m. You don't know where he's been. The only thing he can tell you is, I was hanging, or he doesn't even give you an explanation. Someone that cheats left, right, and center, and you just put up with it. Someone that disrespects you, someone that doesn't talk to you with respect, someone that doesn't talk to you in a loving way that a husband, a partner really should, someone that doesn't treat you like the prized jewel that you are. And most women put up with stuff like that. And the main reason is because you haven't taken time to be by yourself and evaluate how valuable you are. I mean, no one should have to tell you that you're all that and a bag of chips. You should know that. You should know that, whichever guy is going to get me is going to be so blessed, because I am all that. You should know that. You shouldn't be waiting for some guy to come into your life and determine what your worth is. No guy should come into your life and determine how valuable you are. You should know. And the beauty about knowing who you are, knowing your worth, knowing who you are as a king, as a child of the kingdom of God, is that already having that spirit, having that attitude, naturally eliminates a lot of negative guys, a lot of guys that you have no business being in relationships with. And what I mean by that is, I know when I was still single, I used to hear here and there that people be like, oh my gosh, how do you even approach her? She is so serious. She's so this, she's so that. Some people were scared to even approach me and say anything to me. And the thing is, it was funny to me because I'm really not that serious. But at the end of the day, that's what they saw, because there's certain spirit that you carry around with you that naturally eliminates certain people that shouldn't even bother coming to talk to you, because they know when they see you, there's just something about you that tells the atmosphere there, that tells anyone that may try to come close to you that you're not about that, you're just not that girl, you're not the one. And I had other people actually pass comments that said, am I the kind of person that could get married, because I was a bit too vocal and I knew what I wanted from life. And according to them, these were male, guys. According to them, I was not marriage material because I was just too vocal and too opinionated, I guess. But that's good, because that wouldn't, the kind of guy that wouldn't be attracted to someone who knows herself is the kind of guy who's planning on emotionally abusing me, or who will not treat me right, the kind of guy that would not see my value. So I'm grateful that they had that opinion of me and they stayed away. So you should have that sense of knowing who you are, and it's not something that I woke up like this. It's something that you develop by knowing yourself, having standards, having that close relationship and bond with God, where you have such a close relationship with God that you're not willing to allow anything to compromise that relationship. And from there, then there's just no one who's going to come trying to talk to you, trying to get into your life when they don't have their story straight. And from there, that will just allow you to be in a position where even if you get into a relationship and you have someone that you're in a relationship with that is mistreating you, that is abusing you, someone that is not loving you like how you deserve to be loved, you don't have to put up with that. You don't need his permission to leave the relationship. I've come across several women that have this thing where they're like, but I love him so much, and I mean, I told him that if he doesn't want me, then he must let me go. If he doesn't want me, then he must let me go, and he can go ahead and date all these other women. What do you mean he must let you go? Are you in captivity? You are not. You yourself have a chance, you have a voice, you have an opinion. If you're not happy in a relationship, if you're being mistreated, if this person is making you cry every month, I'm not even going to say every week, every month, then there is a problem. Someone who loves you, cares for you, should not be making you cry like that. So if you're not happy, if you're heartbroken, if you're constantly having your heart broken by the same person, what are you waiting for? That person is not the boss of you. You are the boss of you. You have the power and the authority to be able to say, I am not happy in this relationship and I'm walking away. And some women are like, no, but I need to have evidence. I need to have proof whether he's cheating or not. So now you turn into a private detective. You don't need to do all that. If you're not happy in a relationship, you don't need to go to someone and give them A, B, C, D, E, F, G, why you're not happy in a relationship. It's obvious. If someone is making you cry every other day, every other week, every month, then why do you have to come up with a list as to why you're breaking up with the person? The moment you do that, then you're just trying to say that you're not ready to break up with the person because you're willing to have a discussion with the person about why, about the fact that he makes you cry every other day. He knows he makes you cry every other day. And the fact that you choose to stay to him gives him the impression that you're okay with him making you cry every other day. No one is going to come and make the decision for you to leave a bad relationship. You cannot wait for someone else to say, okay, I don't want you anymore, I'm going to dismiss you. No, you have the power to leave a relationship that doesn't make you happy. It's up to you. And that's all I'm going to share for today. So just know your worth. Know your worth enough to know when this is a situation that is not God ordained, a situation that is not making you happy, a situation that you need to make the decision to walk away. So just spend time in God's presence, acknowledge Him, acknowledge who you are in the kingdom of God. You are a princess, you're of royal blood, and you should never, ever allow yourself to be susceptible to abuse.